Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Well, I thought they were going to make the Jordan River, part away for an axe head, but then it just fucking floated.
It just fucking floated.
So then there was that. And then there was these ladies that were eating their sons.
No, only
one lady. But they wanted to eat the other son, and then they couldn't, so they weren't happy.
You're saying it wrong. No.
One lady wanted to eat her son. It did eat her son.
No. Start over.
Okay.
So there's these two ladies.
Yeah, two ladies.
And they make a plan. We'll kill one son tonight and eat him, and then we'll kill the other son tomorrow and eat him. Right. And so they killed the one son that night and ate him. And then the next night, one of the ladies, the lady of the second son was like, just kidding.
Right.
I don't want to.
Asshole move.
Yeah. And so the one that had killed her son was like, that's not fair. You have to kill your son too.
Right. And then we found out that inflation on dove poop is a bitch. And the king wants to kill Elisha because, there's,
famine.
People, yeah, they're eating bird shit and people. So
he
there's that.
His people.
So that was essentially, I think, 2 Kings chapter 6.
That was, yeah.
And today we're going to be reading
2 Kings chapter 7.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie.
Hey wife, do you like coffee in the morning?
I sure do, husband. Morning, noon, night. Which reminds me, I need to add that to our grocery list because we're running low.
Wait, before you do that, check out the website ungodlybrew.com where you can purchase a pound of your favorite flavor of coffee.
What if I want more than 1 pound?
Either order a larger amount, or better yet, get 10% off by setting up a subscription for every 2 weeks, or a month, or whatever works for you.
Did you set up something special for our listeners?
You know I did. Exclusive for our listeners, get an additional 10% off subscriptions by entering the code SACRILEGIOUSCOFFEE at checkout.
That's a hellishly good deal.
Ungodly Brew is hellishly good coffee.
Okay, so we're in 2 Kings chapter 7.
Yep.
And it's a continuation from yesterday. The headline yesterday was Elisha and the Siege of Samaria.
Got it. Yep.
So that's
that's what I forgot to mention. This is where they, he brought the entire fucking army into the town, but then they let him go, and then they came back. I think it was the same people. Came back and they laid siege to the place, and now they're starving.
You used the word they a lot.
Yeah, because I don't remember the names of the kings. I'm sorry.
So you're like, they did this and they did that, and I'm like,
the Israelites now are starving.
Yeah.
Because they didn't kill all the people that were in that town that were fighting them. That I think were the Moabites, maybe?
Probably. That sounds right.
Sounds legit.
That tracks.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's read.
Get your pronouns under control, sir.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Elisha replied, "Listen to this message from the Lord. This is what the Lord says. By this time tomorrow in the markets of Samaria, 6 quarts of choice flour will cost only 1 piece of silver.
That's nice.
And 12 quarts of barley grain from the barley party, that we like to have, will cost only 1 piece of silver."
Look at that guy. Miracle. He's fixing inflation.
I know, right?
We need him right now.
We do, because inflation is fucking bad.
Right?
Do you know, yesterday I ordered groceries. I use Instacart because I'm a lazy whore or something like that. And, normally for 2-week period, I'll spend, $300 tops. I spent almost $400.
Damn.
Yeah. Because inflation.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's
Sucks.
so bad.
Right.
Okay, sorry. I had to go off about the
Inflation.
price of tea.
Yeah,
You know?
before long we'll be buying dove poop.
Dove poop.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that we're going to kill and cook for dinner if we get hungry enough?
I mean, I've got a list started. But
Okay. The officer assisting the king said to the man of God, that couldn't happen, even if the Lord opened the windows to heaven. But Elijah replied, you'll see it happen with your own fucking eyes, but you won't be able to eat any of it. Ha ha. Now there were 4 men with leprosy sitting at the entrance of the city gates.
why don't they just go bathe down the Jordan River 7 times?
They didn't ask.
No.
It probably only worked for that one guy that one time.
All right.
Why should we sit here waiting to die? They asked each other.
Yeah.
We will starve if we stay here, but with the famine in the city, we will starve if we go back there.
Mm-hmm.
So we might as well go out and surrender to the Aramean army.
Okay.
If they let us live, so much the better. But if they kill us, we would have died anyway.
Right. Got nothing to lose.
Yeah. They're
Right.
like, maybe they'll imprison us.
Right.
Like-
and feed us.
Like, I have thought about it, and like, if I ever am homeless and starving to death, I'm just going to steal something from the store so I can go to jail.
Right. Free food and shelter.
Free food and college and all kinds of stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
They have to take care of me.
Sure. Yeah.
And so there.
Yeah.
So at Twilight, not that I think prison is good, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. Holy shit, that probably sounded like I was like, prisoners have it so good. No, I'm not saying that.
No.
At all.
Right.
At all. I'm just saying it would be nice.
It's better than starving to death. Though.
Yeah. So at twilight, they set out for the camp of the Arameans. But when they came to the edge of the camp, no one was there! Exclamation point!
Wow.
For the Lord had caused the Aramean army to hear the clatter of speeding chariots and the galloping of horses.
Oh,
and,
so it's that phantom army again, huh?
yeah, and the sounds of a great army approaching.
Yeah. Right. God's loving those magical armies here lately.
I know, right?
Yeah, or Elisha is anyway.
The king of Israel has hired the Hittites and Egyptians to attack us!
Only we can't see them. We can only hear them.
They cried to one another.
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
So they panicked. Of course they
I
did.
mean, yeah.
And ran into the night, abandoning their tents, horses, donkeys, and everything else
Damn.
as they fled for their lives.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't think that they had a lot because they were lepers sitting homeless outside the gate, right?
No, this is the Aramean army that fled.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one that are laying siege to the city.
I thought it was the lepers.
No, the lepers went out to surrender to them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I have a hard time paying good attention when I'm reading out loud. I'm so worried about reading it well.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, the Aramean army abandoned everything and ran away.
Right.
When the lepers arrived at the edge of the camp, they went into one tent after another, eating and drinking wine, and they carried off silver and gold and clothing and hid it.
Wow.
Damn! That's amazing.
This may not go over well, though.
No.
Yeah.
Finally, they said to each other, this isn't right. This is a day of good news, and we aren't sharing it with anyone.
Right.
If we wait until morning, some calamity will certainly fall upon us, and then all that shit would be hidden.
Right.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
Yeah, who would know where it's at?
Right?
Right.
Come on. Let's go back and tell the people at the palace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So they went back to the city and told the gatekeepers what had happened. We went out to the Aramean camp, they said, and no one was there! Exclamation point. The horses and donkeys were tethered, and the tents were all in order, but there wasn't a single person around! Exclamation point.
Crazy.
Then the gatekeepers shouted the news to the people in the palace.
Yeah.
The king got out of bed in the middle of the night and told his officers, I know what has happened. The Arameans know we are starving, so they have left their camp and have hidden in the fields. They are expecting us to leave the city, and then they will take us alive and capture the city.
Not that.
One of his officers replied, we had better send out scouts to check into this. Let them take 5 of the remaining horses. If something happens to them, it will be no worse than if they stay here and die with the rest of us.
Right. Okay.
So the 2 chariots with horses were prepared, and the king sent scouts to see what had happened to the Aramean army.
Okay.
They went all the way to the Jordan River, following a trail of clothing and equipment that the Arameans had thrown away in their mad rush to escape. That That is funny.
Where they're just like running and throwing shit. That's funny.
I think that must be what they were doing.
Why would you even carry any of it with you if you're just running? And it's like, why you just leave it all,
They
right?
were like, run away,
Right.
and just dropping shit as they go. The scouts returned and told the king about it. Then the people of Samaria rushed out and plundered the Aramean camp.
I mean,
as
sure.
you do.
I mean, they were starving. They were eating their own children. So.
Yeah. Would you ever eat your own children?
No,
I know we already talked about this, but no. I would just starve to death, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was true that 6 quarts of choice flour were sold that day for 1 piece of silver, and 12 quarts of barley grain were sold for 1 piece of silver, just as the Lord had promised.
Yeah.
The king appointed his officer to control the traffic at the gate, but he was knocked down and trampled to death as the people rushed out. Damn! So everything happened exactly as the man of God had predicted when the king came to his house.
He predicted that guy's going to get trampled to death by people that were starving.
He was like, I foresee that some poor schmuck at the gate is going to get squashed.
Like, what did he do?
Look out!
He's just like manning the fucking gate.
Exactly. He's like, I just work here.
Right?
The man of God had said to the king, by this time tomorrow, in the markets of Samaria, 6 quarts of choice flour will cost 1 piece of silver, and 12 quarts of barley grain will cost 1 piece of silver. The king's officer had replied, that couldn't happen even if the Lord opened the windows of heaven. And the man of God had said, because we just read it.
Right.
Like 3 paragraphs ago.
Yeah.
You will see it happen with your own fucking eyes, but you won't be able to eat any of it. And so it was, for the people trampled him to death at the fucking gate.
I see. That's why.
Oh damn!
It was literally prophesized.
Wow! It was. We were wrong.
That's such bullshit.
We were like saying that he didn't foresee that, but he did.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I mean, okay. Look, they love these prophecies.
I know.
They love showing how fucking right God is and how amazing. I mean, like floating goddamn axe heads and resurrecting children and endless fucking things of flour and oil and whatever. And it's all just a bit much, They're
just like, lo, this one woman had 3 apples, and lo, this other woman had 3 pears, and magically together we saw that they had 6 fruits, and then we foresaw 6 fruits. Right. And then we told the future, and they said they're gonna make a fucking fruit pie.
Yeah. And then they did.
Wow.
It was good.
Wow. Is that what happened? Because 3 plus 3 is 6, huh?
Yeah.
And fruit equals pie?
I just they're not even like, okay.
It's so juvenile.
The resurrection shit, that was just ridiculous. It was, come on now.
It's just juvenile. The whole story is juvenile. It sounds like something that a fucking 3rd grader wrote.
Right.
And it makes me feel sorry for people that were living back then, because they were clearly so stupid compared to today. They had
really, you think people are smarter today?
Well, yeah, I do. And insofar as ability to write a decent story, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But if people were, okay, let's just take our current news structure that we have, and let's just say that the Bible and the things on the Bible are being pitched on a certain, news network that
Are you saying Fox?
Yeah, that one. and the rest of reality is being pitched on the other one, right?
Okay.
So, what do you think that those people watching Fox would,
Even Fox News spins a better story than the fucking Bible.
Right, but if this was the story they were spinning, I'm just saying, like, if this is the story they had,
I'm not,
and they ran with it.
You're saying a different thing than I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Because even what you're saying is, if they told this story of the Bible,
right,
that would mean that they were on purpose doing that.
Right. Oh, okay.
So they are smart.
They would spin it better than the Bible does.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotcha.
They're smarter.
Okay.
Even Fox News, those bastards,
right, are
smarter than the people of the Bible thousands of years ago.
All right.
This story is so fucking juvenile.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
So there. I mean, my kids wrote stories when they were in elementary school.
That are better than this.
And they were really good.
Yeah.
They were good. They had strong beginning, middle, and end. The conclusion wrapped shit up.
Right,
I mean,
right.
the characters, fantastical things happened to them, but, you know, within the structure of the story, it made fucking sense.
Right.
And it was entertaining.
Yeah.
This is juvenile and insulting to children everywhere. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, that was 2 Kings chapter 7.
It was.
And tomorrow we will be back with
2 Kings chapter 8. And before you click the stoppy end button,
yes,
I just want to apologize if I sound off. It's because I still have the cold or bug or whatever it was that I had that made us miss an episode on Sunday. So
Yeah.
apologies for the way I sound, and thank you for hanging in.
yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but
that was it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my god. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks!
Okay, bye.